Hello, everybody. I'm Prowl, and today I have for you what is probably my favorite iron farm I have ever designed. It is both aesthetically pleasing, very easy to build, and works very well. And if you follow all the steps that I give you, it is, like my ones in the past, unbreakable. Now, throughout the course of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build this farm as you see it here today. I'm also going to make sure that you understand everything that you need to know about making an iron farm, because iron farms are one of the easiest farms to both mess up while you're building it and to just have break because you updated the game or because you did something wrong after the fact. So make sure you stay tuned for the whole video, because I will be giving you all this information along the way. I will be telling you throughout the course of the video as well what not to do in case you ask questions about how I built things. For example, you might ask, Prowl, does this have to be glass, or can I just have this be any block? Well, I'll answer that question for you and more as we go through. A few of the things that make this iron farm unique is, first of all, your villagers are up top, but there are no beds up top. Your villagers do not need beds around them. They can work just fine without it. All of the villagers are set side by side to each other inside of mine carts, so their pathfinding does not cause extra lag. This makes them easier to trade with as they're more condensed in an area. You can set up signs to say what it is that those villagers have to trade if you want to label them in some way. And we're using the new copper golem to automatically sort our iron, our poppies, and our string in chests for us. So we do not need any redstone to actually get items sorted in this system. And we get to look down through this glass floor to see the beautiful burning of iron golems, because who does not like the look of iron golems burning up and getting turned into iron? I'm going to go ahead and pop up here for you on screen the materials that you need to build this farm. Keep in mind that a lot of them can be interchanged, such as a lot of the building blocks that I use. I might use this smooth stone because it's just easy to tell the number of blocks that I place down, because it has sharp borders on it that allow you to count the blocks that I place. But you can exchange those and almost any other block that I mentioned with any block that you want, unless otherwise stated. I'll make sure I go through this with you in an order that makes sense to do in survival. So without further ado, let's hop into the tutorial. And don't forget, press the like button, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Click the notification button to get notified anytime new videos come out. And here's a quick word from today's video sponsor, one that I've worked with for a long time and am very happy to bring to you today, Sparkedhost. I wanted to bring you a special message from the host of my Minecraft servers and today's video sponsor, Sparkedhost. I've worked with and used Sparkedhost for years now to host my community Bedrock and Java Edition servers, and they have been great. A server is a great way for you to play the same world between multiple devices, and an even better way for you to play with your friends and family. Servers are always on, meaning anybody you allow to play on the world can log on and play on it whether you are online or not. While Minecraft Realms do this too, Realms just don't perform near as well. I recently launched an add-on server for Bedrock, which is a big and somewhat demanding add-on, and we had over 35 people online for our launch event without any lag to speak of, and I was especially surprised by this after seeing a Realm I have running the same thing, not even able to handle 10 players without tons of lag. On top of that, your server is highly customizable, where you can set higher render distances, sim distances, and more. To get started, use my link in the description below and navigate through the options you have to set up your server. The Enterprise Edition with 3 GB of RAM will be enough for most normal uses, but the Extreme server is a great option if you want to push big add-ons, higher settings, and larger player counts like I do. Once you select all of your options, be sure to enter in Prowl as your promo code, and you'll be done getting your new server. Once complete, you'll have access to the server panel, a control panel to run commands from, and an easy way to change server settings. I hope you enjoy your new server as much as I do. Now, let's get back to some Minecraft. Now, first thing for getting started is knowing where you are going to put your iron farm. Now, an iron farm can go almost literally anywhere in the overworld, anywhere in the end. It can go at any level, way up in the sky or way below ground. Any of these locations are fine. The main thing you want to make sure that you do is you stay away from anywhere that the game considers a village. Now, a village is not just this is a village, but this is not what the game considers a village. The game considers a village to be one villager and one bed. If one villager and one bed exist by each other, that creates a village in an area around the villager and the bed. You do not want to make your iron farm anywhere where a village is already present. So do not make one inside of a Minecraft village unless you go through and you remove every bed, and you're going to want to remove every workstation, such as lecterns or composters. These things can exist after your farm is done being built, but you do not want it to exist before, because it will likely mess up your farm. So I recommend in general, stay away from a village. And anytime you do have a village or something that the game considers to be a village close by, maybe you have some type of automatic crop farm that uses villagers or anything of that nature, you want to be a minimum of 100 blocks away from that village. Any less than that, and if you don't count correctly, you run the risk of your village that you create for golems to spawn in actually combining with the village that already exists and making your farm not work. With location out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into actually building your farm. Okay, so I have it set up in a void world here, just because it's a little bit easier for you guys to see and focus on what we're doing. And we're going to start from where our center block of our platform, where the golems are going to spawn is. What we're going to do from a center block is we're going to count out 8 in each direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to do that going each way. And once you do that, go ahead and fill this area in, and you can get rid of the block in the middle. So what you'll have here is a platform that is 17 blocks across each way. And next, what you're going to do is you're going to go up a block and go out 3, and then up 1 more block there. And you're going to circle this entire platform around just like this. Let me show you. Now, this here is the area where our iron golems are going to be able to spawn. So again, we went over 8 and then up 1 and over 3, and then we put a border around that. Next thing we're going to want to do is set up our corners for the water. What we're going to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put this little L shape of blocks right here in each corner, just like this. Okay, so now you should have a platform that looks like this. Next thing we're going to do is set up our area where our lava is going to be held, because we are going to be using, like you saw in the video earlier, we're going to be using lava to kill our golems. And also, we're going to want to have some magma blocks around this center area right here. Now, if you don't have access to the magma blocks, that is fine, but the magma blocks are going to be used to kill the cats. You don't have to kill the cats. You can leave the cats. It doesn't hurt the farm to not kill them. But the cats do drop string. So if you want string drops, you're going to want to have this little ring around. Otherwise, you could just leave it regular blocks and the farm will still operate fine. It'll just have cats floating inside of it. Go ahead and place a temporary block right here and place a slab right here. This will stop the golems from getting into the center, but will allow the cats to continue to flow to the center. Go ahead and place a solid block right here and place a sign on both sides of the block. One right there and one right there. And then holding down the crouch button, place a sign against that sign right there. Place a sign there. Hold down the crouch button and place a sign right here. Do the same on the other side. Now, we're using signs for this because in Bedrock editions, signs do not burn. So whether you play with fire spread turn on or fire spread turn off, this will work either way. Now, this part always confuses people on what to do, so I'm going to try to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to place down a colored block here. We'll use orange. This is temporary, but it's going to help you understand where the signs are actually getting placed. Pretend like this is your lava. We need to make the signs hold the lava in. Standing on really any of the sides you can start on is fine. I'm going to stand on the side right here. I'm going to hold down the crouch button and I'm going to click a sign right here. And as you can see, that sign is outside of where lava is going to be. I'm now going to put a sign on top of this. So it looks kind of funky, but it works. So this sign is sitting here and I'm going to surround these blocks with these signs. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. I'm going to come over to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how it's surrounding it? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, I don't really need to do a fourth here because the lava will be kept in. I recommend do not put your lava in yet, but just so I can show you guys the way that it looks, I'm going to place it in here real quick. You see the lava fills that space and it is not able to get out. That is what we want. But save your lava for a little bit later. You're going to want to get the water in first. That way you don't get pushed into the lava and you don't get burned. Speaking of water, that's what we're going to do next. Water is going to be super easy, but this is what I recommend that you do because it could be a little annoying to do. I want you to place some temporary blocks down. I'm going to use a different color block so you can tell that these are temporary. Place temporary blocks down on all 4 of these sides like this because it's going to make placing your water down easier. The reason why is it's going to make all of the water that you place down a water source. So get yourself 2 water buckets and place down water here and here. I'm going to put myself in survival mode really quick to show you exactly how this works in game to make it super easy for you. So when you do this, you have water in these 2 spots. This becomes a water source. I can now pick this up and it becomes a water source again automatically. So now what I can do is I can pick up water and place it and keep pulling water from where I've already placed and extend water all the way down. As you see, super easy to do it that way. So go ahead and put water all the way down on all sides and also put water in the corners. Once you have water everywhere, you can go ahead and knock out all of those temporary blocks. And what you'll see is the water is going to flow directly to the middle, which will push all of our golems to the center of the farm. Now's the time that what you could do is build yourself a little platform up to just go up here and place down your lava bucket because this thing is going to be ready to start spawning in golems. Now we do need to set an outer wall on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fill in this area around with blocks. And we're going to make this area 3 blocks tall from like right here. So basically you're going to want to fill in 3 blocks high here. And actually go ahead and make that a 4th block because we're actually going to border this in with glass. I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. Now that you have this set up, go ahead and fill the entire interior with glass. Yes, this does need to be glass if you're going to build it at this height. The glass is not spawnable by iron golems, so iron golems will not spawn above your farm on the glass. If you want to use a material other than glass, what you're going to want to do is build the farm, I think at least 3 blocks higher. That should put your floor high enough to where the iron golems won't spawn on it. But I like using glass because I want to see the iron golems get cooked. The next portion we're going to add is the beds. Now for beds, you can have anywhere from 20 to about 80 beds. And this is how you decide how many beds that you're going to use. First of all, your device. If you have an older or laggy device, you probably don't want more than about 30, maybe 40 beds is pushing it. Also, if you play on a larger multiplayer server or realm that have numerous people playing at a time, you probably don't want to overdo it. If that is not your scenario, if you're playing in a single player world, you're playing on a newer console or PC or whatever, you can do as many beds as you want. The reason why the beds matters is because you're going to have 1 villager per bed. So if you have 20 beds, you'll have 20 villagers. If you have 80 beds, you'll have 80 villagers. Since this is a combined iron farm and trading hall, you may want to have more villagers available to trade with. Now, how does this affect iron golem spawning? More beds does not equal faster golem spawning. It does not equal faster golem spawning. What it does equal is more golems can be alive at a time. With 20 beds, 2 golems can exist at one time, meaning a golem can spawn over here and a golem can spawn over here. And after that point, until one of those 2 golems dies, no new golems can spawn. So with 30 beds, 30 villagers, 3 golems could be alive at a time. With 40 beds and 40 villagers, 4 golems can be alive at a time. You have your biggest difference in terms of speed from 20 to 30 golems. 30 is a pretty decent amount faster. It's a noticeable amount faster than 20. 40 is a little bit faster than 30. It's not a lot. It might be like 10% faster. Above 40 is almost indistinguishable. You will not really see a benefit for more than 40 villagers and beds. The only reason to do more than 40 is because you want more villagers to trade with. The layout that I show you today will be for 40 villagers. You can do less if you want to by not filling in the rest of the beds I show you after the 20, or you can continue to do what I show you here today, and you can fill it down up to 80 and then find room for the extra villagers. I will leave that part up to you. We will be doing 40. So our beds are going to go below the farm, and I'll show you how that works here in a little bit. But first, let's get the beds in. What we're going to do is we're going to go down 2 blocks from the center here, and we're going to make a little ring around just like this. And then on one side, we're going to come out 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then now we're going to come out starting from here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's 5 wide. And on this side, we're going to come out 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. This is going to allow us to place 20 beds down here. I'll count them for you. I'm going to stand right here in the center. I'm going to place down 1. These first ones are going to circle the center. 2, 3, and 4. And then the sides. 5, 6, 7. Here's the other 3 side. 8, 9, 10. And then here's the 5 side. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's 20 beds on 1 layer. The reason why we do that, I'm not going to go super in depth here, but the way that golem spawning works is it works from the pillow of the bed. Basically, what will happen is one of these beds that you place down, and it's almost impossible to tell which one it's going to be and to keep it the right bed at all times. That's why we make the farm the way that we do. But one of those beds down below will be considered the center of the village, and the golem spawning will happen from that bed. It will happen up to 8 blocks one way, up to 8 blocks the other way on all sides. And I'm doing this part from memory, so if I'm wrong, you can let me know down in the comments below. I believe it's like 6 blocks up and 5 blocks down, or it's 5 blocks up and 6 blocks down. It's something like that. I don't remember the exact way, but that really doesn't matter, because the way that we lay this out with all of our pillows of our beds as close to the center as possible means that literally any bed can become the center of the village. It does not matter, because this spawning floor is big enough to where golems will be able to spawn everywhere inside of here and not outside of here because of where the beds are in relation to the size of the farm. Okay, so we have 20 beds in right now. I'm going to go ahead and just place a block down right here, but I'm going to get rid of all these blocks. And I'm going to do the same thing that I just did above. I'm just going to do it again 1 block below where I was before. So come out and do the 3 around, do the 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then do the sides. Place my beds in a little ring around the center again and on the sides. Now I'm going to get rid of all of this, except for I'm going to place 1 block right here. Here's a little trick that I'm going to show you that a lot of people don't know. Actually, most people don't know this. People get shocked by this all the time. I'm going to do it probably closer to the center here. I'm going to go like right here. I'm going to place 1 extra bed, just 1 extra bed right there. So let me make sure I didn't put that in the center. No, I didn't. I'm good. Okay. Because what we're going to do is we're not only going to have 40 villagers up top here, which we'll make in just a little bit. I'm going to have 1 villager set up down below. Let's see. I'm going to put it, let me do it like this. I want him to be just outside of being able to reach these beds, because I don't want the villager to be able to sleep in them. So I don't want him too far because he won't detect the beds, but something like right here will be perfect. See, the villagers have a detection range of how far away they can detect beds. If you have a villager more than like 3 or 4 blocks above or below the beds, they can't detect them. And more than about, I want to say it's like 8, maybe it's even 16. I think it might be 16 blocks horizontally right from the beds for them to be able to detect them. But here's the trick. Only 1 villager, just 1, needs to detect all of the beds. Once 1 villager detects all of the beds, that creates a village. So all of the other villagers will be able to then detect the beds too. So we're going to place our 1 villager in here. The 1 villager we want in here, if possible, we want it to be a nitwit. And the reason why we want the villager in here to be a nitwit, which is the little green suit guy, is because nitwits cannot take a profession. So we never have to worry about this guy down here interfering with our villagers' profession blocks up here. Now you can have it not be a nitwit. That's fine. You do need to give this villager some sort of block to link to if it's not a nitwit. So that way he doesn't try to link to your blocks up top. And just know that if you ever have to do one of the troubleshooting steps that I show you later on, that you'll also have to come down and possibly troubleshoot him as well. We'll talk about troubleshooting a little bit later. But for now, to make things easy, get yourself a nitwit down there. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our pods for where our villagers are going to go above the farm here. Now, again, you do not have to put them in these exact locations if you don't want to. You can kind of organize this almost however you want to, as long as you don't put the villagers way too high or way too far out. I don't have the exact dimensions in front of me, but I would say don't put them more than about 20 or so blocks above the beds here, and don't push them out more than about somewhere around like 25 to 30 blocks away from the center, and you should be fine. As long as they're within the boundary of the village, everything should work just fine. That being said, what we're going to do is I'm going to start on the corner here. You're going to kind of go out diagonally too from here, and you're going to put a block right here and right here just to kind of mark the corners. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this glass with solid blocks because this is where our villagers are going to sit, and solid blocks are just going to look better. So I'm going to come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 blocks. And I'm just going to fill all of this in with solid blocks. Then I'm going to skip 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to knock out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you'll see that this brought me to the exact same corner over here. So basically, you're leaving like a little 4x4 of glass blocks in the corners, and then go ahead and just fill in the rest of this area on the outside with solid blocks. Now, we are going to box in the area that these villagers are going to sit in. We're going to want this to be at least 3 blocks high to box in all the villagers and make it so they cannot escape. All right, so you should have an area set up that's like this now, that's set up to house 40 villagers. Now, you're going to go ahead and pick whatever side you want your storage to go on. We're going to just pick this side. It doesn't matter what side it is. We're going to come 4 blocks out like this and just make ourselves a little platform. This is going to be where our storage is going to go. And then we're going to go ahead and box this area in. We'll modify this box a little bit here a little bit later, but for now, this will be fine. As far as your other sides are concerned, you can either leave them open if you're going to maybe have some hallways or something that goes out to other areas, or you can close them off. But if you're going to leave them open, at least go ahead and temporarily close them off with a fence or with a wall, because we're going to be bringing some villagers in here in a little bit. So that way those villagers can start breeding and we can eventually put them into our pods. Now, for this next portion, we're going to need some powered rails. And let me tell you, the powered rails can be a little bit of annoying, but I do have a way to make this incredibly easy for you to do. We're going to use powered rails instead of regular rails, though, because it gets harder to push the villagers around accidentally if they're on powered rails. Plus, regular rails will connect together in really annoying ways that are just a real headache to have to deal with. So powered rails are going to be our method of choice here. Now, what we're going to do, let me test and see which way these guys face. Okay, so when you place down your first rail, if it's going this way, this is the easy side to do. Just go ahead and place down rails like this, and then get rid of the excess rails. Very, very, very easy. And you could do that on both sides. Now, your other side's a little bit harder, because when they face this way, if you try to place another rail beside this, it'll connect. So what I want you to do, on the second and the fourth block, is go ahead and temporarily punch this out and make a rail 3 long like this. Place down your individual rails and then knock out the extras and then fill in that little gap. Super easy to do. Let me show you one more time. Knock out the wall, knock out the wall. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1. Take out the extra rails, fill in a gap. Super duper easy to do. Next, you're going to want to lay out your profession blocks. Profession blocks are totally up to you. Whatever villagers you want to have the most of. Now, if you're trying to get every single enchantment that is possible in Minecraft, you can fit that in about 20 villagers. So on the top end, you probably want to have up to 20 lecterns. You can deal with less of them if you only care about having a few enchants, like say your main enchants for your pickaxe or your tools, and maybe like protection 4 or something. If you don't want to get all of them, you could probably have like 10, maybe 15. But usually I like to have 20 because I like to have all of the enchants. So we have 20 lecterns set up. From there, you're going to want some workstations set up for villagers that you can trade with to get emeralds easily. One easy one are any of the smithing professions. So you can lay down some smithing profession blocks like this to be able to trade iron, because you're going to be making iron from your iron farm. So then you can trade that iron for emeralds. On the other hand, maybe you are able to get a lot of crops because you have an automatic crop farm. Farmers are great to trade with as well to get a lot of emeralds too. Iron is really good because it's kind of a cheap trade when you set it up with an iron farm. It's really easy to trade iron for a lot of emeralds. On the other hand, though, farmers, you're able to trade like 3 different crop types all the time. So you get the first trade will either have wheat, beetroot, carrots, or potatoes. And then every farmer will trade you melons, and every farmer will trade you pumpkins. So one farmer allows you to trade 3 different things. So you get a lot of emeralds if you have crop farms set up to trade crops with. So either way, and then whatever amount that you have left over, put whatever professions down that you like. I like placing stonecutters down because I like to have masons. Masons will give you quartz and terracotta and stuff that's not always like easily accessible, or at least close by for you to get. Now, this next part kind of matters based on what profession it is, but we're just going to make this universal. What I want you to do is take solid blocks, temporarily set them down in front of all of the stations. The reason why is we're going to actually let our villagers sort themselves out. The villagers will let you know what profession block they're linked to by walking up to it and looking at it. Whenever you see a villager walk up to and look down at one of the profession blocks, you can then push them into the minecart that we're going to set up here in a little bit, and I'll show you how to do that. But the first thing we need is we need villagers in the area in the first place. So you're going to find 2 villagers and you're going to get them here. If you want to know how to get them here, I have a lot of different videos on how to move villagers around. Go check those videos out. But just bring yourself 2 villagers in, and then you're going to want a nitwit down here. If you do not have the nitwit yet, you don't have this guy because you're just starting with 2 villagers. Take this bottom bed and move it up top. So take the bed down bottom, move it up top. These villagers will detect that bed, and then that will create the village. And then these other beds down here will get counted toward the village as well because they're close enough to be part of the village. So put a bed up here if you need to. But here's the important part. Once you have this as a village, then you're going to want to feed your villagers. I'm going to give these guys a lot of potatoes. Now, what they'll end up doing is they'll end up breeding and making a baby villager. And if for some reason they don't, because this is Bedrock Edition and things don't always, oh, no, there they go. Okay, we're good. We're good. I was going to say, if they don't and you don't have a bed up top, place one up top. I've had bugs or issues occur where for some reason they don't breed even though they're supposed to. Bedrock can be like that sometimes. But anyways, our villagers here, they're going to continue to breed, and they're going to breed all the way up to the number of beds that exist. We have 41 beds down bottom. So they will keep breeding until there are 41 villagers in the area. This way we know we get the exact right amount of villagers that we want. This is the part that takes a little bit of time, so you're going to have to wait it out. I do have an add-on on Curse Forge that allows you to force grow baby villagers into adult villagers with beetroot and helps you with trading. I will link that in the description down below if you want to pick that up. Also, this pack will be coming to the marketplace hopefully really soon. When it does, I will update the description. The pack will be called Bedrock Vanilla Plus. Take a look for that as well. It's going to help you out with this process while keeping everything very vanilla otherwise. And also, sorry my voice is going out because I've been sick, but videos must be recorded, so bear with me. Also, if you haven't done so already, give me a pity subscribe and a pity like. I will take pity versions of all of those things. Okay, so once all of your villagers are grown up and you don't have any more kids, and especially any nitwits, now is the time we're going to start putting these guys where they're supposed to go. And as you can see by looking at them, they actually kind of sort themselves out. Now, when you're doing this in survival, I've done it myself a few times, it's a little annoying because they only go to their workstations during certain parts of the day. So it will take a couple of day cycles for you to get them all in place. So if you want to do it another way, you can. But I like to do it this way. And all you do is you wait for him to look down at whatever workstation is his. They will look only down at their workstation. You place down a minecart and you push him in. That's all you got to do. Minecart, push him in. And just get them all in place like this. It's pretty easy to do. It just takes a little bit of time because of the villagers not always wanting to go stand in front of their stations. And that's why we also put these blocks here in front of everything, because the villagers, like some villagers will automatically just go and stand on top of their stuff and some don't. Some will stand in front of it. So this allows us to more easily come over here and put them in their spots. So I'm going to get these guys all sorted and then we'll move to the next phase. Okay, next thing we're going to do is get our chests set up, and this setup's going to be slightly different from the setup that I just showed you, only a little bit, and I'll show you why, or explain why, once we get it all in. But we're going to put our copper chest. It could go, I guess, top, or I'm trying to think of where I want it to go. We're going to put it on the top. We're going to put it on the top. So we're going to go regular chest, copper chest, and then regular chest all through here. The copper golem, he'll search 10 regular chests before he kind of resets and then goes and check chests again. So it's really not good to have more than 10 chests available for the copper golem to actually be able to access. So we have 9 here, which means we can do one more. And what I think I want to do, again, it's going to be a slightly different take than the last time, was we're going to actually extend this out a little bit. We're going to put this right here, I think. Yeah, this will be good. And I'll kind of show you why once we get everything set up, why we're doing it this way. Essentially, we want an overflow chest, a chest where if everything gets full or a copper golem gets an item in his hand, like an item gets in his chest that we really wouldn't want to be in this chest. We want the copper golem to be able to put it somewhere. And if these other chests have like iron and poppies and stuff in it, then he's not going to have anywhere to put it. So I'll show you how to set up that chest here in just a moment. Here's the thing though. Now we need to go down below and we actually need to set up a way for our items to get from here up to here. So first thing I'm going to do, we could pull this into the back or the side. It doesn't matter. I guess we'll go into the back of the chest. I feel like side might look better though. It'll be a little bit more hidden. Let's go into the side of the chest like this. What we need to do is we need to get our items from down there to up here. So we're going to use a water stream to do that. If you've messed with water streams before, this will be pretty easy for you. If you haven't, then let me show you. Basically what we want to do is we want to make it so water will flow our items over. So water will flow 8 blocks. And we'll count the blocks out here in a little bit. It's not going to matter quite yet. I'm just going to run this straight down. Oh, and we need to run it to over here. We want it to come like right underneath this. And then we want it to be separated out like 1 block or 2 blocks past it. This is 1 block past. We're going to go 1 other block past it. Okay. So we're going to surround this. I'm using glass. You don't have to use glass. You can use whatever you want to. I'm just using glass because it'll make it easier for you guys to see what's going on. And then once our stuff gets here, we're going to want it all to go straight up. Like this. Okay, so here you're gonna kind of see how this works here in just a second. I'm gonna place a bucket of water down right here. That water's gonna flow, and these last 2 spots of water and then the 3rd spot without water, we're gonna place all of this with either packed ice or blue ice. You could do either one. Then we're going to put a button here. You could put it on the bottom. It doesn't matter. And we're going to place another water source down. We're going to let that go down. It's not making the turn right here, which is fine. What we'll do is we will replace 1, 2, and 3. We'll replace these 3 with ice. We'll put a button right here, and then we'll put water right here. So the items will flow down. That, see, hit there, and then they'll go this way. And then lastly, what I need to do is I need to put a button right here. We do need to keep a block of some sort right there. You'll see in just a second. Now these last 3, 1, 2, 3, we're going to want to replace those with ice, and our items will flow into here. Now we need to have water go all the way up this pipe. You can get a bunch of buckets and do it. I'll show you a shortcut really quick. Go ahead and put some type of natural block here. It could be stone, dirt, whatever. And get down into your tube, put a water bucket at the very top, and then go down your tube, and then place kelp blocks going all the way up. That will actually convert all of those blocks into water source blocks, and then you can take the kelp out. You could replace that bottom block with something else if you want to. It's up to you. But here, now you're going to get to see what's going to happen. I'm going to throw this iron and stuff that I have here. I'm going to throw it back in here. It's going to flow, 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 and then it'll slowly work its way up. If you put a piece of soul sand there, it'll go up even faster. But it's fine to not put the soul sand there. It's going to go up just fine. And then it's going to eventually get up here, go over into this hopper right here, and it'll make its way into our copper chest. There you go. It's now in our copper chest, which is perfect. That's what we want to happen. Now for this thing. Okay. So this is going to be a overflow chest. And what it's going to do is it's going to send our items down some hoppers into some other chests. So anything that doesn't get to fit in here will eventually make its way to this. Okay, we're going to do it like this. I'm going to place a double chest right here. I'm going to place a temporary block right here. I'm going to do hopper. So 2 hoppers going back, and then a hopper going forward right here. So what will happen is our items will get pulled out of here, and then they'll get pushed down over and then into this chest. And then you could have as many chests or set up the storage however you want to. It doesn't really matter too much how you set it up. But this is just like an overflow area for extra items that fall through. Or if you feel like you need extra space outside of the 10 chests that are up here, this will give you that little bit extra space. Go ahead and block it in or whatever, exactly however you want to. Give yourself a ladder to be able to get in and out, something like this. And then you can set up some trapdoors there to be able to get in and out and to kind of hide it at the same time. So do it however you want to. It's totally up to you. We don't want the golem to jump up on top of this, so we're going to block that off. But yeah, so now if we put in a copper golem, our copper golem will immediately start getting stuff out of this chest. We want to organize the chests to some degree. You're definitely going to get more iron than anything else. So go ahead and place an iron ingot in a few of the chests. We're going to place iron ingots in, I think, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the chests. These 5 chests will be our iron chests. We're going to place a poppy. Actually, we'll let these chests be poppies and string. So poppy, one string. This tells the copper golem that he could put poppies and he could put string in these chests. So now, when I place my copper golem down, and we have items in here, our copper golem friend, he's going to look in his chest, take up to 16 of a single item out at a time, and he'll start going through and placing those items in these chests according to whatever's closest to him at the time. Next, you can start decorating this however you want to. You can get some signs set up, something like this, where the signs just go straight across. I like using the hanging signs. They're a little expensive, but they look really good. I like using them. So you could do something like this and write down the things that the villager's going to trade on the sign. Maybe this one would have like mending, bookshelf, and glass or something, right? Whatever it may be. You can go ahead and fill that in and decorate this up to look however you want it to what you think looks good. You can do hanging signs as well if you like hanging better than the little side, just based on how you place them. Or you could put like regular signs up front. However you decide you want to do it is going to be totally up to you. I'm not going to include the decorating part in the tutorial here, but I do want to show you really quick what a room setup similar to this can look like when you're totally done. This is my stream world, my survival stream world, using a couple of add-ons. One of them is called More Biomes, and one of them is called Plenty of Blocks. So you'll see some blocks here you're not familiar with, but this is essentially, it's pretty close to the same farm. I've done a few extra things with it, but the golems spawning down below. I'm gonna have my villagers off to the side, and this one I actually have 80 villagers, so that's why they have little rooms where I could have more of them set up. And it's a completely decorated and honestly probably the favorite iron farm that I have and trading hall that I've ever built. I have my little copper golem. He's up here putting stuff away for me, which is really cool. And he puts the iron in here, the string in here, and the poppies in here. The storage is a little bit more like sophisticated or complicated or advanced than the other storage system. I wanted to keep the tutorial easy. And then it actually goes through some crafters in the back and automatically crafts everything into iron blocks and bone blocks for me. And that is really awesome. I love this storage room. It's my favorite. I had to show it to you guys inside of the tutorial. But anyways, I appreciate you watching. I hope this tutorial helped you out. If it did, drop me a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel. Best way that you can show support to the channel is by clicking the subscribe button. Make sure you click my Sparkedhost link down below for the Sparkedhost servers. I'd highly recommend running servers, and their servers are great. Even if you're just playing with yourself or a couple people or some friends or whatever, a server is a great way to play Minecraft. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Make sure you clink my clink.